The producer is the person who creates the environment that allows the production to be made. And if that environment is toxic, you're going to get a toxic production.
Hi, I'm Zena Harris, a founder and entrepreneur working in the entertainment industry for more than 10 years now.
And I'm Mark Rabin, a two-time founder and innovator in the energy tech industry and spent the last decade powering films, events, and festivals with renewable energy.
Welcome to the best of the tie-in.
So we are here with Clara George. So Clara, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
We wanted to start off just understanding, you have a rich history in film and TV. So I wondered if you could tell us a bit about that, a bit about your story, how you started thinking about sustainability.
Sure. So I've been a line producer for almost 30 years, working mainly in television and mainly on US productions, shot in Canada, but also I've shot in the US as well. And I can't remember what year it was. I'm going to say 2017 or 2018 or something like that. I started becoming very aware of the impact that production was having. And I started noticing how we could manage that as producers. You know, we manage every other aspect of the production and we seem to let these things go, you know, whether it's what the caterers are serving or how much garbage is being generated or wasted or, you know, how much fuel is being used. Like nobody really thinks those are categories that can be managed, you know, and I started, you know, the control freak in me said, well, of course I can manage this.
You know, for me, sustainability also means efficiency. Right? And I'm just wondering how the role of budgeting has played into this as well, right? And integrating sustainable practices, integrating new technologies into this as well to make the production more efficient or more cost effective. There's this back and forth around that sustainability costs more money or it costs more to do this. And you and I have had conversations about that as well around the energy side of things.
I think the first thing to understand is that productions are not budgeted efficiently, right? They're just not. And I think that the reason that the sustainability argument constantly comes up as being more expensive is that we're not looking at the, what do I call it? Like the holistic, I call it holistic budgeting. So you're not looking at the holistic version here, right? So you'll sit there and you go, oh, this battery is going to cost me $1,000 a week. I don't have $1,000 a week. And you're like, okay, but what would you use? Oh, well, I'd have to bring in a putt-putt. Okay, well, that's $300 a week. So now there's only $700. So now, and then we have to fuel the putt-putt. So like, that's another $100, right? Or $50 or whatever. So like, and then it's loud. So we have to cable it miles away. The cable costs money. The labor to run the cable costs money. Picking up the cable costs money. And then what you're not even including is how badly you're pissing off the location by running loud noises, right? So you can't look at it in a vacuum. And, you know, people always do that. Like you go, oh, well, you know, this hotel room is $500 or $300 a night. And you go, well, that's really expensive. That's stupid. We're not going to do that. Like go to a Motel 6 or something. You go, oh, well, that's $100 a night or $150 a night. And then you're like, oh, wait. So now I'm only looking at that $150. Like everyone clocks sustainability back to zero and says it's a cost from zero. It's not a cost from zero. It's a cost from business as usual, right? So business as usual, especially on a production, isn't efficient. You know, we carry diesel generators for the run of show and we shoot 50% on stage where we don't need them. So you're already paying double for that piece of equipment. So now you're going, okay, well, we're going to carry. So like, you know, like we're not looking at it the way we look at everything else. If we look at, you know, should we shoot at this location? We look at the location fees. We look at the parking. We look at what it will take the art department to make this work for us. We look at how many crew we need to do this. Where are the lights going? Are they on scaffolding or are they on lifts? Oh man, they're on lifts. Do we need another generator for those lifts? Or can we do this on the ground in the stage and it's going to cost us a chunk of money to build the set, probably the same amount to set dress it, way less to light it, no transportation costs, no parking costs, no location fees, and we might be able to add something else to the day, And like the classic example, I think I learned, 15 years ago, always build the bathroom. Because to try and shoot in a bathroom even if it's a public bathroom, there's one entrance and one exit. You can't shoot efficiently with one entrance and one exit, right? So, and then someone will go, oh, but you have to plumb 12 sinks. You go, no, you don't. You only have to plumb the one that the actor is standing at. You don't have to plumb the toilets. No one needs to see that. You just close the stalls. You just put the base. You only need the bases. Like you can actually do that. You can control the lighting and, you can pull a wall and you can shoot that bathroom scene in a couple hours. If you put that bathroom scene on location, you're looking at overtime. There is no way to do a bathroom scene on location. No one's figured it out, so you have to look at the whole picture. And I think that the cop out, like, oh, it's expensive or it might cost us money, is a cop out. That's really means I don't want to do it. Because you know what else costs a lot of money? Flying in actors who aren't used. Renting equipment that isn't used. Doing massive set dressing setups and then having the whole scene play in a close-up. Those all cost money. Shooting an extra 10 minutes per hour, so you have options in the editing room. Like those all cost money. So it's really, where do you want to spend the money and still deliver the product that you're supposed to deliver? Do you want to give the money to the fuel company? Or do you want to give the money to the innovators who are coming up with new technology? If you're allowed to tie in at a location and you give them an extra $500, you're going to get back into that location. Or you can give the $500 to the fuel companies so that they continue extracting and killing our planet. So it's really up to you where you want to spend the money. But, there are numbers that are crazy, like $2 million to bring in infrastructure. And you go, okay, I can't. So what else can I do? But there are also numbers that are crazy every day. Like you want to close down a Fairmont hotel for a lobby scene? That's a crazy number.
Yeah.
So you don't, right? Like, or you want, I don't know, you can get Brad Pitt to do a cameo. That's a crazy number. So you don't. Like producing is constant decision making, right? There's not one moment where you're not weighing something in your head one way or the other, whether it's what the director wants versus what the writer wants, what the studio wants, what the gaffer wants, whatever. This is just another thing,
Yeah.
It's understanding it. And a lot of people don't understand it. Like they don't think that, sending a bag to the landfill costs money versus sending a bag to the recycling depot doesn't. Like people don't think about that. People don't think about how much fuel goes into a generator or a diesel truck, or they don't think, oh, well, we've rented a 5-ton, so we should send that to go drop off a check.
Yeah.
Versus giving the driver a car rental of, $25 to drop it off themselves in a car, because they don't think about the operational costs of what we do. And inevitably, the operational costs are really what our emissions and our impact are.
Everybody, thank you so much for listening. We'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share. We do this because we love doing it. We believe in what we're doing, and we believe in the amazing guests that we have. So please share this with a friend and a colleague and spread the word.
Our designer is Aaliyah Kane. Music is by Peter Chapman. Social media is by Sharon Ewan. Our editor and producer is Rachel Werble.